Hey everybody, welcome to our Tuesday night Zoom call. We just got back from an amazing convention and just so fun meeting everybody from our team around the country and connecting and seeing Zoom faces in person. So we're gonna go ahead and start with takeaways. Sherilyn Allen, you were the first takeaways that we got, so would you please just start us off and let us know what your biggest takeaways were?
Failure is the new awesome.
Loved it.
50% of what you know will get 85% done.
Success is only rented, and the rent is due every day. Dr. A.
Love it. So how will you use that going forward? Like what did that shift in you, even in the last couple days or looking ahead? How did that shift you?
It's okay to fail. I mean, basically, it's not, we shouldn't be afraid to be worried about not knowing enough or whether or not we're doing the right thing and presenting in a certain way. That the only way we're going to learn from it is sometimes to fail.
And to be in action and just keep moving forward.
Well said. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Well, Liz, since you're at the baseball field, will you share with us your takeaways?
Yep, so my main takeaway is take the stairs, and that's metaphorically as well as literally, and I do generally take the stairs, but metaphorically it's like, okay, get up off my butt and get out and into the world and get active and talking to people, because if I'm waiting for people to come to me, that's lazy. I've gotten to the point where my business, thankfully, I get a lot of referral business, which is awesome. But it's, I feel like I'm coasting on the escalator when I just rely on that as my growth strategy, because it's not really growth. It's maintaining my business level at the same level. And I'm a take the stairs, but I told my kids we're going to be a take the stairs family. That means we don't do
All right, we just lost you, kind of.
Okay.
Can you say, you just said something about the stairs, the last thing, which last sentence?
Okay, so my last thing is we're a take the stairs family, which means discipline. Don't take the easy way out.
Love that. Love that. So, that resonated with me too. Have you noticed yourself putting it more into action since you've been back?
Yep. So making lists and getting out, making my top 10 people to talk to this week, the Share Now people.
Nice. Thanks, Liz. All right, Sandy Hughes, you want to go?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
My first one that I put was, I heard them say, I have a heart to serve. We are looking for like-minded people because the workers are few and the need is high. And this quote resonates with me because it's parallel to my faith, and where the workers are also few and the need is high. It shows me just how important it is to get out there and meet new people and to serve them their need, whatever their need is.
Very good. Very good. You had another one that was really good that I liked. Even if you're on the right track?
Oh, yeah. Even if you're on the right track and you sit still, you will get run over. I've had the best intentions and been on the right track, but too much sitting still. And so way too long. It's time to pursue my dreams and get out there.
I love it. Have you noticed yourself putting into action anything that you learned?
Yes, I just came from a foot bath, and the guy that did the foot bath is a truck driver, and I'm like, oh, I know about truck drivers, and actually the melting machine was trying to look for internet when I talked to him earlier today because he didn't want to miss the call. But anyway, he wants information about getting on the program. So
Nice. Very good. I love it. Cindy Trowell, your first conference, couple of Julie Apple's first conference. Cindy, what you got? I know that you were really excited, and you had your husband Bob there. And what you see? What did you take away? I know you took away a lot. You need me to unmute you?
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I'm not used to unmuting myself. But once, as you always say, the takeaway is all that we learned with others outside the conference in the hallway by the pool. So that has just heard some amazing stories. So that was really good, inspiring, and make you go home and do more. I went to a lot about Facebook and a lot about social media. So those are what I put out there. And I really like the idea of, I know we get on Facebook and we get sucked up into it. So setting a timer would be really fabulous for me. So I am intentional about what I do on Facebook, and then I get off and continue on my business and do other productive things. So that was one of the Facebook things. And then, with connecting with people who are in our past is finding some photos and tagging them and reaching out and bringing them back into our sphere of circles. So, or circle of spheres, whatever, and connecting with them that way. And I thought that was a phenomenal idea. So those are a couple.
Did you put them into action or anything?
I put other things into action today. I made a lot of phone calls, and I tried to get off Facebook a little earlier. So there was a lot of action today.
And there was one more thing that you wrote about if someone's busy, you text them.
Oh yeah, I've definitely put that one in action a couple of times. But when someone's really busy and they're not picking up the phone, I just texted them on a scale of 1 to 10, how has your week been? And I get sometimes I got the number and then a little explanation that went with it. So I really like that in a pinch.
I love that number thing because I asked that, how ready is somebody? Because that number thing really makes them think, where am I? And so I think that's really a great idea. So thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Julie Apple, how are you? It's fun to meet you too because you're out of town. I don't see you very much except for on Zoom. And how was your first conference?
It was great. It was probably better than I expected, and Dee had told me it was going to be awesome, and it was even better than I expected. I think my favorite, I've been sharing that video. I think Angela posted it on Facebook, the doctor that shared her cancer fighting story, and I've been sending and sharing that video to every single client that I've talked to this week, like all my calls yesterday. I said, there is one really inspiring story. I'm going to share it with you as soon as we hang up. And I've sent it to every single client and shared on Facebook, and they've all been watching it. So that was one of the things I thought, well, if I can pass on a little bit, that would be what I'd pass on.
Wow. Very, very powerful. I think that transformed all of us. Really did. Anything else?
I think also I told Dee, I got to talk to Dee today, and I think people see Facebook, people see the activity. It's like all of a sudden activity breeds activity is what I always learned when I was in sales. And I think people see the action on Facebook and they're like, what's going on? They want to know, they want to be in the know of what's happening. So I think it's so wise to be very intentional about what you put on Facebook too.
Nice. Very cool. It was very fun. I was your partner in one of the.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right. Well, thanks so much. All right. Jim, your first. It was your first conference, and it was so fun to meet you too. So what was some of your takeaways?
It was a great conference. I was totally inspired by the whole thing. I've been to a lot of conferences in my past, so it was. Sorry about the dog.
Oh, that's yours.
But,
I'm wondering where that comes from.
But it was totally. It was just unbelievably how inspiring it was. In fact, I probably put a list down of about 15 or 20 people that I really wish they would have been there. That was one of the things I was looking at. Gosh, it would have been great for this person to be there and this person to be there. people I've been to conferences with before in different endeavors, and I'm thinking, man, this could really. I wish they'd have one like 6 months from now instead of a year. So
I
because
know.
we could get them there sooner. I mean, I hate to wait a whole year for somebody to come to one of these conferences. So, but it was totally inspiring, and I went to that one session with the physicians, and actually I met my doctor Monday, and he was just totally amazed. I haven't seen him in 6 months. He was totally amazed at my transformation, and he couldn't believe my numbers were where they were, and but he had never heard of Medifast. So we had a little conversation about that when I was in his office. So might be something where we can move forward with him here in the next month or so. So, and Donna's got to go see him next week. So we'll both be hitting him on getting potentially some way into the Medifast program. So
Yeah, we'll give you some stuff to maybe take with you, because it's, as a referral source.
right.
So there's some materials. Dee Garcia sent some, and we have some. So we'll get those to you this week. How's that?
Appreciate it. So it was great. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jim.
All right.
All right. Let's see who is up. Marcia, you want to go? I'll unmute you. I got you.
Oh, thank you. I for me, it's listening. Ever since I got back from conference, I'm listening to things and seeing things that I haven't really heard before. I just didn't pay attention. I was too busy thinking. So I went to Jamal Frazier's workshops. It was fabulous. I'm so glad that I went. He said that it's just people skills, and he broke it down into like fundamentals. And he said, when you go to meet somebody, smile. And I always smile. I always notice that people smile back at me, maybe because I'm smiling. It's called the mirroring effect. And when you're going to meet somebody, shake their hand. And when they speak to you, look them in the eye and don't interrupt them. And when they're finished speaking, wait 3 seconds. And then when you respond, say back what you've heard them say to clarify and make sure you're both on the same page. So to me, it's huge. It really is. So I guess that's why maybe I'm hearing things, because I'm not thinking all the time. Anyway, and it's funny because tonight I went to a dear friend's house, and they're all so unhealthy there, and they're like non-sick. And this is like my best friend here. And her son-in-law, I said something to him tonight, and, he said, I don't know anybody. And I said, well, I'm also looking for people who want to stay home from work, who are tired of going to an office. And he said, well, could I do that? And I said, I think you could do it. And so we're going to have a conversation. And to me, that's very exciting, because if he does it, everybody that I love, he will get healthy.
Wow, that's awesome. It is. That's great. I love that 3-second rule. Oh my gosh, I've been trying to put that into place. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Not easy, I'll tell you, but so powerful. Thanks, Marcia. Hey, Joy, what's your takeaways? You want me to? I'll unmute you.
You got me?
I gotcha.
All right, cool. I really just came back with a real belief that Take Shape for Life can benefit everyone, because we're now focused on presenting the whole trilogy from the beginning, and not just focusing on looking for people that need to lose weight. I mean, they need to be healthy in their mind, and they need to be healthy in their finances, and maybe all three. It may just be one piece of that they need. So that means that Dr. A said to me as I was leaving the book signing, he said, don't leave anybody behind. And I said, I won't. And that really is what it's all about. I mean, we can go out with a renewed vengeance, a renewed spirit, to just really know that we can talk to anybody, and that what we have can benefit them in some way, can be beneficial in some way to them. So You know, it's just like, just go out and share like we have the cure for cancer. I mean, it's almost that good. You know, it really is, because a lot of things of what we're doing are saving so many people from bad diseases and all that. So we just have to look at it that way. Don't pre-qualify people. Don't prejudge people in thinking that they might not need the healthy finance piece. Like for me, I didn't need the weight loss part, but I want to be able to contribute to my family financially, and this gives me a vehicle to do that, but also a purpose all at the same time, to be able to share this with other people and become a health professional. So I really liked how, and in that, and it's so hard when people are telling you, because we do need to listen, and that's so important. That was reinforced again, how much we needed to listen. I wrote that down, so when Marcia said it, was like, yeah, I got that too. But to stop, because you just want to, because you know that you have the solution. You know you can assist. You know you can, so you just want to jump in there and just tell them all about it. But you really have to wait, listen, and see what they want. So, you know, again, hearing that. But the difference from last year and this year was just sharing the trilogy right up front, sharing it all, and giving them the expectation at the very beginning of them being a health coach as well. You know, you're gonna lose weight on this relatively quickly. People are gonna ask you what you're doing and how you're doing it, and so you know it's gonna roll. You might want to consider. You kind of present that at the very beginning, right at the front when you're talking about client. I loved how Dr. A said, "Don't be a should head." That was funny. But that just meant we all know what we should be doing. We have all these great resources and tools. We know that we should be doing it this way, but we need to get into action. Don't be a should head. And then I loved Nothing Tastes Better Than Life, which was, again, the cancer doctor that Julie was talking about. And anybody that didn't see that video, wasn't there, needs to watch that video because it was very inspiring. And she was also the one that just said, you know, look at your people, take them by the shoulders, look them in the eye, and say, I believe in you. And, you know, that's powerful. That's really powerful. So I loved it. It was awesome.
Have you found it rolled off your tongue easier since you've been talking? Have your conversation changed?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mine has because of that.
And yesterday I was in Kohl's buying some pants for my daughter who had to go to, you know, Miami. She went down to Miami today. She's on her way. But I had a lady there that's always at the return store. I said, you know, Marcia, I don't know if I've ever told you what I do, or, you know, I want to give you a card. I just want to get the word out about what I'm doing. And, you know, I would love to share with you. If you'd send me your email address, I'd love to put you on my newsletter list. You know, so it was just, I felt like, hey, I just need to tell everybody. So it's not going to hurt if I do.
Nice. Offer the invitation. Well, you said something that was funny. And so Terry, I don't know if it's Joy or Terry, one of you said, I think it was Terry. So what you were saying is, you know, you just want everybody to have what we have. And Terry, what were you saying with, go ahead, and I want you to unmute, and about the seed, grow.
Well, one of my takeaways was just planting the seeds. And it's something that, you know, I love to say, JC talked about that resonated with me, and it was just really reinforced when he did one of our trainings at the Holiday Inn, you know, a while back. That was something that resonated with both Jamie and I. But again, it was stated again in a very simple manner. It's just sow your seeds, know where you sow them, you know, keep up with that. And that was another thing. I'm sowing seeds, but sometimes I forget where I planted, where I put those seeds. And, you know, and it gets real easy to do. I talk to a lot of people and I share, but then I forget to follow back up with them, or who did I talk with? So I got to be really intentional about knowing where I planted those seeds. And so I can help nurture those seeds. And that was something that I really took away, was planting, not hunting. And then wait, because Charlene, the one thing I laughed at way she it was very comical, but see, I deal with humor. That's how I deal sometimes with my stress in life, is through humor. So I can take that in. And she's like, it's like planting a seed and then, that bulb and hollering at it to bloom. She kept hollering at it like that. And that was funny to me, because I think that a lot of us do that, is we tell somebody about what we know and we share, and we expect them to immediately turn around and sign up or be something. And we just need to be patient. And that's not something I do very well, as I'm not a very patient person sometimes. And, I tease and say, patience is a virtue, and I'm pretty virtueless. But, but that's what that reminded me, is to be patient about the seeds that I'm planting. They'll come. It took me a while whenever Nicole first told me, and she, we talk about that. And then I think the other thing that I took away is that I need to remind my clients how much I believe in them. And that was something that, what Joy just said too, that was what I wrote down, is that, I believe in you. And I also have to remind myself I believe in myself, because I think that's important too. A lot of times we are really hard on ourselves and we criticize ourselves, and we're our worst enemy. So that was another thing that I took away, is that, I have to believe in myself for others to believe in me. And, if I don't sincerely believe in me, they can't believe in me. And so that's what, I really took away, is I have to believe in me. And some days, it's harder than others. And it's like they said, it's easier to believe the bad stuff than the good stuff. So I got to keep remembering, that's what I'm bringing, is the good stuff. And I've got to keep sharing and believing.
Well, I love that, Terry, because
Thank you.
I really do. And like when we take a step, like I believe that our clients, when they're stepping out with us, they're scared because
yeah.
they've tried how many things, what makes this different than, any other diet. And so, if we're not holding that stake up, if we don't believe it, if we're not so committed to what we're doing that they can grab hold of us, that I really believe that believing in yourself and believing what you have, Dan Bell said this, and other people said this, really, do you know what you have? And we do have something really huge, and to just remember that when we're offering it up. And I love bloom, because so many of us didn't come right away, and so many of the leaders didn't come right away. So some of y'all have lost. We've got a storm going, so I'm going to move on to Debbie. Hi, it was so nice meeting you in person too, even though I did before. But do you want me to unmute you, or you want to do it yourself?
Okay, sorry, it was not letting me. My computer misbehaves. Okay, so I'm going to repeat some things that other people have said. I'm like, oh, they said my thing. Oh, she said my thing. I have things that I've written down. First of all, I know that when I joined Take Shape for Life, I did it kind of like geographically away from you guys. But one of the things that I loved was seeing that this is like the people that I would be working with or working around are just good people. It's not people stepping on somebody else to get ahead, and it's not, I'm going to sell you this thing you don't need, ha ha ha. It's I'm helping this person, and I care, and I love you, and that just already I knew that this was a great place to be. But I didn't realize that it really does. It starts at the very, very top, and like everybody, there was not one jerk there. Everybody is kind, and they care more about helping somebody than helping themselves. And they kind of said, if you're in this, if your goal and your focus is furthering yourself and doing better and building your business, if you make that your focus, then you're not going to succeed, because your focus has to be, I have this gift that I can give to people, and they're going to benefit from what I have. And so I'm looking for people to help. That heart to serve is the thing that is the common thread through everybody. So that I loved. the planting the seeds, I definitely like that. I like the idea of continue to just put what you have out there and stop being so afraid that you're going to look dumb or sound dumb or say something wrong or, you know, annoy somebody. Just get out there. And that whole failure is the new awesome, I loved. I liked, he also said the line, perfectionism is a fault, which I definitely need to hear because I've got that type A personality and I tend to want to be exactly right before I do anything, and that will just seize you up and stop you from doing anything. So it is a fault. So that I thought was a very great thing to say. And I'm checking my notes because I wanted to get. I love that they're updating the software. That I like. Yeah. And my last thing. Oh, I believe, okay, so that was the one and only person who just had me sobbing. I was just like crying, that the woman who's battled cancer and she is determined to live. She's determined to be the one person that gets off the ground or the yard and get onto the sidewalk, you know, and I just, what a beautiful person she is through and through. That was awesome. So the I believe you, I loved, and I put a note out to my clients and I ended it with, I believe in you guys, you're awesome, you know, because I thought that was so powerful. What a wonderful way to, again, you're helping other people. What can you do that gives other people strength and makes them feel good? You know, that's tremendous. And I can't wait till next year. Oh, the last thing was the cows versus the buffaloes. That was something that I don't know if that was in a workshop I went to or what, but he was saying that cows they see the rain coming over the mountain and they go, oh, okay, let's run away from but cows move at cow's pace. And so they end up basically being wet longer because the rain's going with them. And the buffaloes, they see the rain coming, they see the storm clouds, and they turn and they charge the storm. So they're in the rain for a minimal amount of time. And that analogy was just basically saying, if you see a challenge, focus yourself and drive forward, and you're going to get through the hard part and into the good part faster. So that was another awesome analogy.
That was good, Debbie. That was so good. You're so right. And, you know, didn't you see that modeling the people, like, you know, I learned so much from watching people and how natural they share and how, and from like Dr. Jill, like I learned so much about being, you know, more myself. When people are themselves, it teaches me how to be more myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I love that. So
yeah, I love everybody. I love all of you guys. I just fell in love with everyone this weekend.
Oh, it's so cool. I know it is true. Only people that are, you know, good people get attracted here. I don't know what it is. So it's good stuff. Miss Susan Giesland. Hi.
Hey there. I got a little bit late to the party tonight because of my computer, so if I repeat anything, forgive me. But did anybody say Dr. A's success is rented and the rent is due every day?
Happened to
I love that.
Some people the internet is fading, so
okay.
But
I liked that. The rent is due every day, daily actions every single day. That resonated with me a lot because there have been times when I've been like, I don't want to do it. But then when you do it, you always feel better. I sat in on Greg Rex's and Whitney Kell's workshop, and what I loved about it is they equated reaching senior coach for new health coaches like the 5-in-1 fat burning state for clients. I thought, oh, that is a really great way to look at it. When our clients reach 5-in-1, they reach fat burning in 5-in-1, they're like, they feel great. And I think that's the same for reaching senior coach for our new health coaches. They see what what the potential is, and they're off and running kind of thing. So I really like that, equation there. And a couple other things, I know we're running out of time, is when it comes to health coaches, one of the things they said in their workshop is to debrief. And when you debrief with your health coach, when you're working through that new skill set with them, to ask them 3 questions. What went well? What did you learn? And what's the next step? And I found that very helpful. And he was showing some of the stuff that's in the new tools that we're going to see, the different action steps that you take when you're training a new health coach. I'm really excited about that because I've often felt a little floundering and kind of like, what do I do next? And so I'm so glad they've streamlined that into the website. And then, one of the biggest themes I felt of the convention was relationships. It's all about building relationships. That's why we're making it easy with the tools to go out and build a relationship. And Laurie Anderson, be your client's best friend. And I like that. And it's so important. And, Becca Tittner said, brand yourself as being out there, as being knowledgeable in health. And people are going to start thinking of you when they're thinking about their health. And so those are just some of the things I really picked up and wrote down that I found very helpful. I mean, there was so much. I mean, we could go on, for hours, but those are little nuggets that I found helpful.
Well, thank you, Suze. Yeah, those were really, I love those too. I love that Whitney and Greg were health coaches. And I'm so glad to have our tools. I'm so glad. We'll talk about that next week. But so Audrey, I think you can finish us off here if we don't lose power. Audrey Dinoff, will you finish us off? Audrey? Audrey? Uh-oh. Is everyone else stuck? Are y'all frozen?
We had a power off, but we're back up again.
For the moment. Storm is nasty here.
Yeah, it's nasty too. Audrey looks frozen.
I think she
may be out of power. We were 5 minutes ago.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and end now, and we'll have Audrey back next week, and we'll have some other people. Dee had to get off too, so we'll share. We'll finish up next week, and thanks everybody for coming to National Convention and for these takeaways and for being you. So,
Susan, can I just say, everybody who didn't come, check out the new website, check out the new app on your phone, check out the new training site.
So I'm like a kid in the candy store with the new website. And our the brochures and everything. Oh my gosh, I'm like so happy, and I haven't even looked at everything yet. All right, we'll talk about it next week. Yes, Julie, you have something?
Do you know if all the materials that they're printed, are they updated like in PDFs as well somewhere?
They are. I didn't look in the back office that part, but they're actually linked into the training, so I know they have PDFs.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay? They're beautiful. They did a great job.
Beautiful. Well done. The paper quality is so nice. The verbiage, it's very laid out well. Amazing. So
it even works on your phone now, the back office. It's incredible.
So I'll have to try. I haven't tried that yet, but
it's amazing what they did with the website.
Hey, Mike Artecki, you'll have to check it out and let us know, okay? We'll do our tools thing next week. All right. Well, you guys, thanks again.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful
Bye, everybody. Love you all.
Bye-bye. Yeah, exactly.